Hello again. It's been a while since I've posted anything, so I thought I'd give you a quick video. Again, one of the most amazing finds on eBay. Really need to stop spending some money on there. I picked this up the other day, found it on eBay basically. Just said old vintage Vent Axia. Didn't say much more than that. Had a look at it, buy it now, straight away. And I thought, well, this looks a bit like the Silent 6, but it isn't, because if you look up here, it says 6X Extract. Now, after Vent Axia created the Silent 6 in 1936, they went on to create what they called the X-Type fan. Now, the X-Type fan was something I've always wanted to have a look at, and the fact that I've just found one in its original mint box, well, I'd say mint considering some of the state of the boxes I've seen on eBay, which basically says 6X Extract. Now, these fans are very rare. I haven't seen many. You tend to see the bigger ones, the larger models, the Industrial 9 and Industrial 12 models, but this is the 6-inch, and again in absolute pristine condition. There we go. The Vent Axia. Now you'll recognise the back of the grills, because that's quite, as Vent Axias went, that design was featured on the X-Types, and that's the only thing that I recognise and remember X-Types for, seeing them in windows. The larger models, usually I saw them in windows, but it was this baffled cowling arrangement which was adopted from the Silent 6, obviously to try and baffle the wind. There's still no backdraft shutters on this fan, so they didn't get that far. They were introduced later. I think on these models they actually introduced later a similar model with iris shutters, similar to the X-Belair that I've shown you on my previous video. This one is in absolute mint condition. I can't believe my luck when I found this again. It looks very similar to the Silent 6 that I've had previous. Here it says on here we've got Vent Axia 220 to 240 volts, 6X, and then it says made in England, and it says here for speed variation use controller 6X. Now if you notice the fact that with a mint box comes mint instructions, and you'll see some to unpack the unit, so you've got all the instructions there on how to unpack the unit, and you've also got the instructions on here for the reversible and Type X AC units. So there is actually a reversible model available, and on my previous video one of the Vent Axia controllers is that reversible Bakelite controller. The parts that the fan has, if you look inside, it can actually be fitted in a wall with a partition. There's a lot more options that Vent Axia obviously expanded on, because the first Silent 6 was purely a window model, and obviously people wanted to fit fans into the wall. That's the controller that I have, the reversible control switch, and the wiring diagram, and this is the one that I'd like to get my hands on, which is the Type X controller, which would speed control this fan that I've got. Typical installation there, which is quite funny. Telling you all about what happens and how you should do it, and what wiring you should use. TRS or PVC, lead covered, which is not good now. Yeah, on the back there. So there you go. Yeah, that's the larger model, which I seem to remember looking at in. You see the cowls outside a lot of industrial old buildings. Again, this doesn't have a date on here. No, it again just has all the branches of the Vent Axia as it was, which is quite good. But for the fact that finding a box in that condition as well as the fan in that condition is absolutely amazing. So yeah, this fan basically would be used in a window or wall situation to extract air, and they kept these running. It's advised in the leaflet to keep these running throughout the day. I think possibly because of the backdraft issue, and also to constantly ventilate a room, and that's what people's ethos was earlier on, is to constantly ventilate before they obviously had huge heating bills and central heating, to obviously switch off and get rid of all the nasty drafts of winter coming back through your fan. This model, again, looked at it, found the plug controller and wired that up. Basically there's 4 pins there, so the reversible model again has your live 1, live 2 switching, so you can switch the polarity. I say unfortunately, I've only got the extract version, but still. And this model obviously would sit in a window pane, sash window. It comes apart, there's a screws there in the motor, those 3 screws there that come apart, take this thing apart, so it's actually screwed together rather than, screwed together rather than actual physically screwed together. Rubber gaskets there. Anyway, I shall turn this switch on at the wall to make this live, because as with all my fans, I've managed to find that all these fans still work, and it's quite impressive. So here we go with the Vent Axia X-Type. Again, as silent as the Silent 6. Now that's obviously on maximum speed because I'm putting the full voltage in there, which begs the question that there wasn't that much regulation of speed that you could do, given that the speed of the motor is that on, as it were, boost or maximum. Gives out quite a nice breeze though, you can feel at the back. And it's a constant steady, you know, background noise that you would be able to cope with in terms of a kitchen or premises where you need to ventilate. No, nice and silent motor. I haven't even got around to oiling this yet. Still runs true as the day it was actually bought, and I don't actually think this was probably put up to electric since it was bought, so we've probably got a 1940s gem here that's never actually been on electric, which is quite good. Anyway, that's the Vent Axia X-Type, which I've always wanted to get my hands on. I only think there's a couple more models and I'm pretty much complete. And then a few guys have been saying I need to look at new air fans now. If anyone's got a new air fan, that would be quite interesting to see. But as always, I'll keep posting more videos as when I find these gems of fans. Alright, thanks for looking, see you soon.